Schmex addiction. Let's talk about it. And what does it take for somebody to get into recovery? In short, someone is using this particular behavior to numb and escape pain. But there's an aspect to this that is different than other addictions, and that is that it's an intimacy disorder. So it has these different components that need to be addressed when you are trying to get into recovery from this. Most recovery circles for Schmex addiction are more cognitive based, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it's not full circle and it's not complete. The way this looks is like we are dealing with the addiction itself. We're trying to stop the addictive behavior. Maybe we're trying to discover the roots of the behavior and building some level of awareness. But because it is an intimacy disorder, meaning you're using a behavior that is meant for intimacy and connection and also releases bonding chemicals, and you're not bonding, it takes more than just stopping the behavior to get into real recovery and healing. You have to actually grow in intimacy, and I'm not talking about Schmex, in order to heal. You have to learn how to build capacity for your emotions without going into shame. You have to learn how to build capacity for connection to be known in relationship. You have to heal your attachment wounds, because ultimately, instead of moving in towards connection to deal with pain, you've been using this behavior to numb and escape it and to soothe the pain of not having connection. And usually those deep-rooted pains of not having connection are rooted in your childhood. Connection itself is really what brings true recovery. Connection to yourself, connection to others, connection to your higher power. That is going to give you the real trajectory of healing in recovery. That is going to give you the capacity to not go back, because now you know what real connection feels like, and you don't want to go back to something that feels empty. Just like one of my clients told me after working with me after 3 sessions and really understanding what connection feels like with his partner for the first time ever in his life, having real connection and going, I don't ever want to go back to that addiction because I now know what it's like to connect with someone. And that is the most fulfilling thing I've ever felt before. The opposite of this addiction is connection. It's one of the reasons why I believe in couple-centered recovery, because I've seen people go from wanting to escape the pain of disconnection and jumping into connection and getting fulfilled for the first time in their life. And them saying, I never knew what I was missing. True recovery is sustainable when there's true connection.